Hello, everyone, and welcome to an all-new Deep Cuts Live. I'm your host, Antoine Reid. Today, we have a very special interview. These are two women that I have followed for I think, quite a while. I'm looking forward to interviewing them. I've never interviewed them before. We've never really had a full conversation, maybe just some Instagram conversations, but nothing full length like this. So I'm looking very forward to speaking to Yvonne and Yvette Rodriguez. They are the founders of Translindus Cubanas Cigars. And so let's get on our guests. Hello.
Hello. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers to you. I don't have a drink. I just have water.
Well, we got water on the side here, so we do that. Hydrate.
Exactly. So thank you all for coming on. Like when I was putting together the wish list of guests for this month, I was like, I wonder now if it's time to get on the Translindus. I said, because I feel like I wanted things to be better. I didn't want us to do the Instagram live thing that I was doing early on. And now that we are in this format, I was like, I think it's time. And I think I'm gonna shoot my shot and see if we can get them on.
Like Hamilton.
I know.
Let me tell you, I've been following you since Instagram. You've been doing such a beautiful project. You know, you are appreciated in the cigar community and in the industry. You know, your contribution. And your interview style. It's you flow. Really. No, it's recognized. And congratulations to you.
And thank you so much for having us on. It's an honor.
Yes.
And secret, we have a crush on you.
We've been checking you out.
And we love everything about you. We love your style. Your whole, I collect vinyl records as well. And I'm like, what is he at? Hold on, what? I love it. I love that Dolly Parton. The green vinyl.
We've been stalking you.
I see. Like when you mentioned the Dolly Parton, I was like, obviously that has to be. That's like you have to really follow me to know all that stuff. So I have a whole bunch of vinyls over here. So that's my whole vinyl collection. So thank you. Like I said, thank you again for coming on. It's an honor to have you all on, because when you look up women in the industry, I mean, you all come up, but I don't think you all get enough attention from the other media in the industry. So hopefully this interview kind of sets things apart. And we have people tuning in. We have Lit Torch, who is always a big supporter, and Shirtless Mike says hello, Yvonne, because he's spoken to you before. So he says, I'm in for
a treat. I'm in love with him. I remember I was bitching him out. It was like some interview. And I was like, are you writing this down? He gets hyped. I love it.
Yeah. It's funny because like we were a little bit late because we were trying to fix this audio problem. Is a little bit crackly. I don't know if anybody who's watching, if you are having an issue hearing us, just please comment and we'll try to fix that. But we're going to go on with the interview. Like I said, unless people say that they can't hear it. So just message us or put a comment in and we'll see it and we'll try to fix that audio if there is a problem. But we're going to go on with the interview now. What I like to do with Deep Cuts, obviously, is I like to start off with speaking to getting your story. Like, how did you get into the industry? And I know that this isn't just going to be about cigars, because you all do so many other things. And we were talking before the show went live about all the different things that you all do. So you stay busy, obviously. So just tell me if you all could just each introduce yourselves, what your interests are, and then we'll kind of kick off from there.
Beautiful. I'm Yvonne, Yvette's assistant. She has me cleaning the warehouse floor, locking up the gate at night, making the drinks. No, I am Yvonne Rodriguez, co-owner of Translindus Cubanas Cigars. I deal more with sales. I deal more with media, although we both deal a lot with media. Customer experience completely. I'm the one that's on the phone with any kind of smoker, whether they're buying or whatever it is, for, they have to hang up on me. I'm on the phone, I'm into it. So I'm a lot more the one that people get in contact with, because the godmother, you gotta knock on the door, you get a key to get into where she at.
I'm the shy twin. So I stayed behind. I'm her hype woman. I'm in the back like this. But no, we need that. We can't be on the same page all the time. And then when she's like more laid back or whatever, I'm more like on it. But no, I do like everything else, basically, licensing, books, all the boring stuff, We're both very organized. However, this is a small operation here. We want all the coins, so that we try to keep it tight out here. But my name is Yvette Rodriguez, co-owner of the Lindas Cubanas Cigars. Super excited. We're here. Just, a quick summary. We like everything. We are smoking today our newest blend, Dulce.
Yes.
She's a little bit shorter.
Wow.
With our coffee, our Caribbean Queens espresso. Super excited about it. We're also sipping on a cocktail, Caribbean Queens espresso.
Damn, twin!
So then, the Lindas Cubana, it's expanding, and it's always been in its expansion mode. But super happy to be here, super blessed, and thank you.
Well, thank you for that intro. So I was reading your different stories that have been done on you all online, from some of the Miami press especially, and I see that you all overall are big entrepreneurs. So you don't seem to be at all held back or worried about starting different businesses and like putting yourself out there. Where did you kind of learn about entrepreneurship from?
I don't know, honestly, and then after speaking to our parents a little bit more, because they're super hush, they don't they don't speak about their grandparents and all that. But as far as entrepreneurship, we're Cuban American, so both our parents are Cuban, and in Cuba, it is everybody thinks of fabulous cigars and rum and dancing and all that. But Cuba is a different kind of government, and you have to what they call resolver, which means you have to kind of get it done by any means necessary.
Yeah, resolve.
So that my parents are very okay, there's a for any little thing they can fix it. My dad, he was a former he played soccer, professional soccer player in Cuba. He came over here, and then he is a master carpenter. He's worked on boats here in Miami for years and years and years. We've grown up owning a boat, and he makes anything and everything, including this beautiful statue. Cigars, beautiful statue to display. But you know what I mean? We just have it in us too, and we find it. That was our hobby as children, to create, and always kind of entrepreneurship, trying to make anything a business out of anything, almost.
Painting nails,
anything that we liked.
Yeah.
Anything that we liked to do. It wasn't we were never into accounting. We were never into, we've always been kind of creative.
Yeah.
So then, as far as entrepreneurship, we always had it in us. We've always been little publicists. We've always we've always been writers also.
Yes.
So then all of that kind of has melded in together.
Yes.
And
risk takers.
Yeah, risk takers. And then cigars also has been in our family, as far as our grandparents smoking cigars. And we didn't come from a family that had a big farm in Cuba and all that. But we've always been surrounded by it. It's been also spiritually in our lives.
Yeah.
And so then it all just came together. And then as we're always thinking of things to start a business, we're I wouldn't say that we're serial entrepreneurs, but we're definitely entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Well, I would say
The question.
No, you see, she said she's a shy twin. It's always, she's trying to answer all the questions. You see how it is? I always get the bad rap.
Well, I would say you're serial entrepreneurs because you have the cigar business, you have a coffee business, don't you?
Yes, Cuban coffee.
And
Cuban
then
coffee.
a PR consulting type business. So that's a lot of businesses I struggle sometimes just to handle, doing this and then writing and then managing a website and doing all that stuff all day. So I know it takes a lot, and especially when you're staying small, and it's just the two of you managing all that.
Yeah. No, and of course, hard work is, but I would rather work for myself. You know what I mean? And I work so much more than working in, you know, in corporate America and stuff like that I used to back in the day. I'm constantly working.
We like to work. We like to work.
Yeah, I mean, and it's for us, you know. And this is, I mean, it's a business, but this is very much a passion. This is very much a passion. And again, what comes with it has been beautiful things, right. You know, and the amount of people, the different kind of, you know, situations that we've been in, good or bad, because you learn from it all, you know. It's been a beautiful ride. It's been a couple of years. We're going on like 9. I don't even know. We've lost count already because we're just going. You know, we're just going. So no, it's time for us to sit and be like, damn, look, we did this, you know. But we celebrate regularly on a regular, you know. We are in constant celebration mode, yes. Honoring us.
Well, you all seem like very like happy and I don't want to say bubbly, but compared to some cigar people, they're very serious and, you know, and it's very like toned down and stuff. And you all don't seem concerned about, you know, being a little bit loud and celebrating.
We're just us. My friend, we're Cuban. We can't help it even. You know what I'm saying? We can't help it, and we have to be us. We cannot tone it down. The second that we tone it down, like that's our like, you know, that's our like gracia. That's like our charm. So then that's what opens doors for us. Always, always, always. And that, you know, and besides that, may I like, you know, cigars, as you know, we came into this business because it's something that we love to do. We were doing it. We were going to cigar shops, hanging out, lounging, etc. And, you know, like I said, that it was like another business idea. And, you know, very early on, this was a while back, and there wasn't very many people that looked like us or whatever. But we, you know, we try to keep the soul in cigars. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like it's very, yeah. Like, it is technical. It is technical. It is.
It's a business.
Yeah.
But God, don't suck the soul out of it. Don't suck the soul out of it. Don't, you know? I get it. You know, it's not like it's an easy ride. It's not an easy ride. But what is easy, anyways? You know, this is a business. You know, this is not you know what you're getting into. If you didn't notice, I mean, of course, there's surprises along the way. But this is a business. You know, so you're gonna come across business situations and people and late and what do they call that?
Miami
export.
Miami is another story.
Miami is a beast.
Well, I know about Miami. You know, I went to UM for an academic year, so I know a little bit about the whole Miami lifestyle.
I'm still surprised by you know the situations out here, business wise. It's like, you know, we love it.
Interesting.
It's definitely an interesting place, and I know that I was reading some article about you all today and mentioned Coral Gables, and I was like, that took me back to my first year in college of spending like an academic year in Coral Gables at UM, and just how different. And I remember thinking as a Southern person, I was like, you know what? I was like, I like the people who are from Miami, but the people who come here from like different states are just like strange. It's like a very weird and bizarre situation.
But that process is supernatural. Everything about this Miami lifestyle is supernatural. Like the blending of the different cultures also is supernatural. You speak to, you know, American person, and they know what a cafecito is. They know la ventanita. They may not speak the language, but they know that when they go to Publix or like a supermarket,
it's Spanish.
Yeah, they're probably not gonna run into. They're probably gonna have to like, you know. And they don't even get annoyed at this point. Like, this is what it is over here.
No, Miami is on its own. It's like an island closest to the United States. It's on its own. But that's why I don't necessarily claim Florida. I claim Miami. I don't fit in anywhere else. They don't understand me anywhere else. You know, they don't. It's a different vibe, which is not. It's not a worse or a better vibe. It's just different completely. You know, this is an island. It's not Florida. No. Hell.
Well, you know what? But I agree, because I feel like Miami is its own oasis. And I remember coming from North Carolina to Miami. It's like when you're on the highway when you cross over a certain barrier, you feel yourself entering into Miami.
Yeah.
It's like the rest of Florida, and then you pass like a certain sign, and it's like, oh, like we're in Miami now. And it's like it's a weird feeling, but you just have to kind of do that ride to kind of like understand it. But it's definitely its own place. It's not.
It has a different soul. It has a different soul.
Definitely.
The energy is different.
Yes, yes.
The energy is different. The sun, the sky is a little bit bluer, and the sunshine is a little bit brighter, and the heat is, it's all the melting of that, and the car horns honking, and
The attitude, the attitude, the loud, and the loud music for no reason.
less clothing,
Yeah, the flip flops.
less clothing.
Yeah.
It's natural for us.
Yes.
So now, at what point did you both decide to start this cigar company?
Dude, can I speak? Listen, this was back in easily 2013. We claim that we launched in 2014, but obviously it was a lot beforehand. And again, I'm not gonna go too deep on as far as spiritually. That we're Cuban, and we deal with a lot of our ancestors and stuff like that. We believe very much in them, and that they are amongst us also. That's why that we're a small group, but we're coming with a crew. We're coming with not necessarily, a spirit walking behind them. I'm not talking about like a ghost necessarily, but like a mind frame. We've learned at the knee of the master. We have our grandparents' stories, our parents' stories. Again, that we are, and remember that we're Black Cubans. That's not like you're Black. This is one thing. There are Black Hispanics. You know what I mean? They're all over the Caribbean, but we don't get obviously as much attention or media attention, or they always have us in the background. So then we come with a lot of that taught our history from very early on. And if you listen even to Afro-Cuban music, that's like basically world music. It's like they're telling stories of our background and our story, So then for us, I forgot what the question was.
Well, we're out of the business.
Oh yeah. Sorry. And then, with all that said, Yvette would travel a lot to Costa Rica. She would travel a lot to Honduras. She would travel a lot to Nicaragua. And then she met a Cuban in Nicaragua, of course, that he had a factory, but the Cuban lived here in Miami. And then we connected, Of course, that was very, very early on. And since we've worked with other factories, I'm not even going to tell you who, because for what, we can't hide behind them. But we love them very much. And then we started, as far as communicating, we do know how to roll cigars, but nothing compared, of course. You know what I mean? And that's a bigger volume. And I'm not in any category, I'm not as professional. I roll and whatever it comes out, however it comes out. It's not as consistent. But that's when the process started, And it was, it took a while. It took a very long while. We started, a slow roll. And we like it low and slow. We like boutique. We like small batch. Coming up with a business plan, non-traditional business plan.
The plan was do everything everybody's not doing. And it continues to be like that.
Yeah. But am I going in the right direction or what? Or would you want more background, or would you like?
No, I just want to know, like, what was I think a lot of people come to this place where they say, I think I want to start my own cigar brand or start my own business. I like this product. I think I could do it better. I can start my own business. And then they get into the throes of the business part of it, and then they get kind of caught up, and it's not as easy as it looks. So what was your experience of when you started compared to like how hard was it to start a brand?
The idea was completely my sister's idea, and she was coming out of corporate, America, etc. It was like she had to get out of there quick. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want her, and she didn't want them either. And then
the bridges burned.
And then it's like, you're open. I was already doing PR and just helping other businesses that basically grow by getting them, you know, features in media, etc. I was killing it. I was killing it in that. So then we're going to cigar shops, chilling, hanging out, and then you're just open. You know, she's open. We're both open, and like it sounds
open to my natural lifestyle of what I'm doing right now. You know, and looking within. You know, like what has my life been so far? And it has been a cigar has always been in play in my life. You know, that again that we claim. You know, Cuban kids are born with a cigar in their hand, they're like a domino, and like a cup of coffee or like a cup of rum or something. That is how we grew up. You know, so it wasn't necessarily looking to discover something. I meditate a lot also. So it's like looking within of what I know. You know, fundamentally, and you know. Something more inherent to me, you know.
And basically, the way that she introduced it to me was like if it just came, so it was probably whispered in her ear. Honestly, it was
for
probably
real
whispered in her ear. And she calls me one day and she's like, "Listen, I think that we should make a cigar brand, and I think that we should have 3 different blends, and I think that one of the blends should be La Negrita, which is our Maduro, La Mulata, which is our Habano, and La Clarita, which is our Connecticut." And basically, La Negrita, Mulata, La Clarita, they are the different, and then the name should be Translindus Cubanas Cigars.
Yeah, that's an old Cuban song.
It's an old Cuban song that we loved. It's a very old Cuban song from my grandmother's time. We were force-fed it as, you know, growing up. And she said, and basically, Translindus Cubana means like 3 pretty Cuban girls. So then we know that Cubans come in all different complexions, and every Cuban woman is gorgeous. They are. She is. I am.
Thank you.
As far as every woman in the world is gorgeous. But you know, Cubans got a little bit of extra
salt.
And it was like we took that on as the celebration of every skin tone, from the darker skin tone to the lighter skin tone. But each of the cigars is special in its own way, and one is not better than the other one. You can smoke 1, 2, 3 back to back. You can, like, you know, that was the whole image as far as that. And I was like, in my head, I'm always thinking of, like, I work in, you know, PR, marketing, all that. I'm like, okay, how can I market this or whatever? Because in every business, you have to market it, you know? And this was during social media, but it was like, you know, how? And I'm thinking of, like, how to pitch it to media. How to, like, you know.
Can I say something very quick?
No. How to write a press release, like how to like get it on, you know? I think
Okay,
the most obscure, I've gotten the most obscure businesses press coverage. And I'm like, that is good.
Okay, but listen, the reason why we took, you know, marketing is, you know, there's a lot of under the marketing umbrella, but we did not have marketing dollars, you know.
Right.
And we started on the low as far as budget, and we did not want investors. Because then that will just create another situation, and I'm not in the mood. You know how that is. You have a lot of people stirring the pot, and that's too much. And we, as far as that's why that you were mentioning, as far as industry, but as far as trade media, you know, that costs a lot to get into these magazines, and to, you know, it costs a lot. It's a huge investment.
You have to have an ad in it.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have an ad. Like most of the time, they didn't have like a lot of blogs or anything like that.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of tons of bloggers or, you know, terrific, you know, independent journalists.
Yes.
However, and then it was like, no, we got to go through this route. I know that it works, and our route has always been, instead of us presenting to them, we are, you know, sharing the story. And if they're interested in the story, they'll share the story also. Yes. So then we have not been in that trade magazine at all.
Well, we have, but not more possibly a feature, not necessarily an ad. You know, not a paid advertising.
Right.
Yeah. No, it costs money, and I mean, it's cool, but we didn't have, and we weren't risking it from the beginning. We know a lot of businesses. A business is a business, and the first 5 years is very difficult, and a lot of businesses don't last. And I'm not gonna go broke, you know, doing it. You know,
this was a side business to start.
Yeah.
Like, this was like, oh, this will be like, and basically also that it's like, this was for us a project that we're doing anyways. We're going to cigar shops. We're building relationships. It's like, okay, let's create this business. And then at the end of the day, it's like, I asked my sister, like, not why cigars? And she's like, because it's fucking cool. It's just cool. Cigars are cool.
I'll tell you this much. I mean, prove me wrong. A cigar smoker is well-rounded. We have, interesting conversations. Whatever the topic, we eat good. I'm not saying expensive. We eat, we are appreciators of life.
We savor moments.
We savor, exactly. Whether it's, quietly. Look at a cigar smoker. Look at the day in the life of a cigar smoker. They are cool. You want to know more about them. People want to come to them,
They're usually in a better mood. They're fine. If they're working, they're taking their break under the tree. They have maybe their own chair that they bring out, and they're smoking, and then somebody walks by and they're like, oh, then you're always going to get some kind of, oh. Always. So then, it's not a superficial thing. It's the truth. Yeah. Cigars are cool. Why are we going to do something that we don't think is cool? It got to be cool and fun, period. And if we make money, great. And if we don't, we're doing it anyway. Yeah. It was fun. It's been good for us. But we're just genuine. What do we like to do? Hey, have fun. Hey, chill, drinks, eat good.
I would have still been smoking whether I had a business or not, And since we're always, on, it was, and the things linked up, With her blabbing a lot, she's all over. She's always traveling, whatever it is. It connected, and it was something very organic, And even the fact that we were working with, it was very organic, and it was very loving, and it continues to be loving because I deal with it. Bottom line is love, Bottom line is positivity, and money will come. Success will come. We are living in success. If I focus so much on
who said no? What?
Oh, hell no!
How did they look at us when we walked in? Forget about it. That's old news. Yeah, that's old news. Everybody, we've been in the business for a while. We've gone through all that. We've gone through. I mean, I'm not saying horrors, but we've still gone through we've been asked. I know that I'm blabbing. We've been asked, has it been hard? Have they been respectful, whatever? Yes and no, but who cares? Keep it moving. Not who cares, but I will never go back there again. That's it.
There's too many cigar shops out there, and there's too many smokers to concentrate on the one, that said something. No, there's more beauty than ugly so far, thankfully.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I was going to ask because I was reading again about you all today, and you mentioned that sometimes when you walk into a cigar store, the male who speaks to you all thinks like, oh, what do they know about cigars? And that seems to be like a running theme for women in the cigar industry. Yet my experience has been that oftentimes women actually know a lot more about cigars than a lot of the males do. So what's that been like? Has that been your experience too? Because
absolutely. Absolutely. A friend of mine, and we're friends now, in a cigar, an employee, he told me in my face, no, you don't know shit about cigars. So that's what we've dealt with. That's in my face. We're sitting here like that. I mean, anyway, you don't know shit about cigars, so like that. What am I going to argue with the guy? I'm like, I do know about cigars, motherfucker. And then just continue, and that's it. I'm sorry to talk like this.
Well,
I'm super comfortable with you.
It's good.
Sometimes you just got to give it right back to them.
Right.
But then the proof is in the pudding. We're not trying to prove anything either. We're not trying to prove. We don't have to
I'm not trying to convince. And I don't. And the blends speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sing and dance it to you, and I'm not going to come up with tactics to fool you into buying. The majority of the time, I like it. And truthfully, you know it better than I do. A lot of people don't know about cigars. As far as the heavy, the only thing that I deal with. You know what I mean? So then, even if I go to a cigar shop, I'm dealing. I mean, on a regular, my hands are in tobacco and in coffee all day. You know what I mean? That I'm thinking of other things. I'm thinking of other things. I'm not necessarily worrying about the guy that, or the man or woman, no discrimination when it comes to comments. But for the most part, they've been all right.
We just say, shut up and smoke.
Yeah.
Now, tell us a little bit about Caribbean Queens Coffee, because I know that's another important thing that you all work on as well.
Yes. Can I speak to it, or this is all you tonight? Listen, Caribbean Queens Coffee, and again, that we looked within because we're already brewing our own here. You know, Cubans drink Cuban style coffee is una colada. It's like a very small, very dark roasted coffee. Have you ever tried it? When you were living in Coral Gables or when you were going to UM? Have you ever tried it?
I didn't try it in Coral Gables, but I've had it multiple times coming down to Miami area to visit different manufacturers that are there. So
yes,
I've definitely had some.
Well, my friends, and again, that is something, again, when it comes to Cuban style coffee and coffee in general, like for Cubans, that is very important. Very important. That is water cooler, 3 p.m. Somebody's walking around the office with a pouring shots for everybody. That is very much a daily ritual for a lot of Hispanics, and I mean, at this point, everybody has adopted it because in Miami, that's how it is, So it doesn't matter what your background is. Everybody has a Cuban that works at on the floor, and they are, that's the one person that knows how to make coffee, and he or she gives to everybody, So for us, again,
and they love that person.
Yeah, that's the person that everybody loves in the office.
It's a jolt that you need.
Yeah. But for us, that was something that we said it was coming. That's why a lot of things, not necessarily that we were looking for. What other business should we create? Cigars and coffee go together. Cigars and Cuban coffee go together, And if I smoke cigars and I drink Cuban coffee, that it's like the answer was in front of me the whole time, And again, I mean, we just came from Honduras, dealing on coffee business. I'm not gonna tell you nothing. That's it. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But we did a slow launch back last year during the whole quarantine during 2020.
They haven't even officially launched the coffee.
Yeah, the coffee is not in stores, but a lot of cigar smokers buy from us, because it goes hand in hand. And it's been beautiful. It's been a lot. I mean, I always expect the best, but it has really been a surprise. It really has, Let's see. So far, so good, Sustainable everything. We're very much as far as who we buy from and where the farming is and all that. That is very important to us, environmentally, socially, economically, women, and we deal with a lot of women also. No, it's going good, Caribbean Queen. I'm happy about it.
So you were talking earlier about basically how you marketed your brands and your companies, and that running an ad in a trade publication just wasn't in the cards, and it was probably not a good use of your money at the time. Now, I know you all have embraced YouTube recently. So
yeah,
how has YouTube kind of helped? And I guess this in general, like the use of social media and video, how has all that kind of helped build up your different businesses?
Well, it's been great because in general, like as far as marketing, we always have to have some type of marketing, but social media not everybody is on Instagram and on Facebook and on TikTok. Not everybody is. And a lot of our consumers are not. They're of an age, a lot of them are of an age that they're not on it every day. They're not on it constantly, whatever. They get on every once in a while. They barely check emails, honestly. They may be retired and they're done with all that, But a lot of people are watching YouTube like crazy. I watch YouTube like crazy. And, they want content and they're searching for content. And we've had like a few hundred videos on YouTube, which were like, promos. And then recently we launched, Unfiltered, double shot, Caribbean,
Yeah, to speak more.
As far as to delve in more into the whole brand in general, which is us, and everything that we're doing. It's, there's going to be a lot more videos, travel, our family, just everything around it, including business. And that's just another thing. God forbid, Facebook is over. If Facebook is over, Instagram is also over. So then what? So then what? We have to be around And also, like, as when we launched the business, there was a lot of inquiries as far as like reality, reality shows.
Oh my God,
a lot of that. Everybody wants to, sign their life away. And then we've gotten offers, a lot of offers.
No, we say no a lot.
We have to say no because anyways, it's like we're not gonna send our lives away. We're not gonna be these people that are just fighting, on camera or whatever.
Right.
We're gonna send your life away, and then for who knows when it's gonna happen or not. And then we always said, no, YouTube will always be as long as it exists or whatever it is. We like to have control of the content that's being out there and being genuine, because we have to be genuine. I cannot be acting. We're not actresses. And we're not into that. So then that's just another thing. Super fun.
And I speak to a lot of cigar smokers regularly, and they're always like, so where you gonna be at? So what are you smoking? So a lot of text messages constantly, or like a lot of, they just want to have conversations, or they want to talk about my grandmother. It's weird. It's not that it's weird, but we hit like the soul, that it is, of course, our cigar business has been a platform, you know what I mean? But it's led to so many different things as far as human connection. It's been, it really has been beautiful. So far, so good, thankfully,
I think that's smart, because I know a lot of people seem to have doubled down on Instagram because they used to get a lot of traction from Instagram. And now, as the algorithms have changed over the years, that I've noticed a lot of companies and influencers are saying like they're not getting as many likes as they were, or they're not getting as many followers as they used to get. And so it's like, like you said, like what's going to happen when that platform all of a sudden is not cigar friendly or tobacco friendly?
Right.
And, and to me, YouTube is kind of the whole idea of video and audio that's where everything is kind of going. And whether you like it or not. So you all have to, like, I think you all are smart to build your following, or take your following, you have an Instagram presence, you have a Facebook presence, but also to take that to the YouTube platform, just because that's where, like you said, it might not even be where your audience is right now, but it's like where your audience of tomorrow could be, because you talk about how you watch YouTube all the time, and I do the same thing. Like whenever I need to learn something or something that I'm like, how do I do this? I used to Google it, and now the first thing I do is like go to YouTube, so I can like watch.
YouTube is a search engine. YouTube is a search engine, and I'll tell you this much, as far as social media in general, or we're talking about Facebook and stuff like that. That we when we first launched, that was our marketing. So then back then, the brands, and it also because I'm sure that you're a lot more you notice things that it wasn't, as far as brands, they did have social media posts and stuff like that, but it was a lot, I don't know, like it was a lot more. I mean, there's advantages to being small,
Right.
So we did whatever we wanted. Yeah, and we didn't have to necessarily adhere to, hold on, of course, respectful, but it's not like, hold on, we have to get this green lit by 10 people. It's like, let's do a campaign, we're going to do this, and this, or no, or let's do this, like it's a lot of brainstorming, a lot of fun also. So then for us, it wasn't even necessarily numbers. That it's always good, of course, for people to like you on social media and stuff like that. But the people that follow us, for the most part, truthfully, are customers. They have smoked. They're not just watching to watch. They have smoked. They have gone to a cigar shop that we one of our retail partners. They're more like family. So then I don't need too many followers if they're not buying. I'm not here, I'm here to tell you what we're doing, but I'm not gonna shove it down your throat either. But no, I think that YouTube is fun. It's more, they want to hear more. They want more, just like podcasts also, that it's a little more, it's delving in a little more, and people want to know more where their money is going also, and who it's going towards, or what business is behind it, and what their thoughts are,
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm doing this, because you can write a story, but now people don't want to read something that looks too long,
Yeah,
but they will listen to something that's an hour or so, and if they
I
have the
love it.
time. And so it's just keeping up with the times and keeping up with consumer behaviors changing. So that's all part of PR and marketing, and I know you all know all about that. So like I said, I think you all are doing the right. You have a good approach to everything.
You think so?
Thank you.
I think so.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you saying that.
Um,
I don't even know what's going on in the streets. I don't know any rumors. I don't know. I am in. So then now it's like I'm out. It's like, what's going on this week? Oh, okay. But I'm going, and so is Homegirl.
you all also have an Afro-Latino professionals organization. What's that?
That developed kind of the same way organically because, for instance, that we're Cuban American, and I forgot what year it was that Fidel Castro passed away. And in Miami, Miami's its own, island. That's Cuba Part 2, the second story of Havana, like second floor of Havana, basically. Honestly, it is. And so Castro passed away, and we are, immigrants, daughters of immigrants, and that fled the country because the revolution and communist control and all that. So then, when Castro passed away, that was big news in Miami, and we're Cuban American, and we were approached by a media like CBS to speak on it, and where they're talking about it or whatever, and then the reporters like, how come we don't see very many, Afro-Cubans or whatever, and we're like, to me, we are all over the place. We are all over the place. We're all over the place. I don't know. We're just living and we're working and etc. They're like, no, it's like, he was like, is there like a big Afro-Cuban community in South Florida? I'm like, yeah, And then I'm like, we gotta do something because it's like we don't the highest representation we have. She has passed away, Celia Cruz, which is like my auntie, really, But it's like, so that's it. That was it. We have to create something. There's a lot of professionals in, Afro Latinos in general. There's a lot of Black Latinos that are professionals that are doing major things. And the thing is also that we speak English. So then once, if we walk in a door, they don't think, oh, that's a Hispanic, that's a Latina woman. They're usually just like, no, that's a Black woman, period. They're not thinking of the rest of it. And we don't want that to be, that is part of our identity, and we have to create something. We have to create some kind of group. Some kind of group is very casual, like a networking group, a directory so we can refer each other. They would have Afro-Latino panels, speaking of Afro-Cuban, whatever it is, and everybody will be white on the panel. And then it was like, I think somebody questioned that, and they're like, no, we couldn't find any, we can find a Black,
Yeah, how could you not? You weren't looking, maybe, but we're here.
We're not looking.
But
so we gotta we gotta create something.
Yeah.
Because they can't use that excuse anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why that was created, and it's just a networking group, professional. We refer business back to each other and supportive. And if there's somebody's casting someone that they need of a certain Latino or Black Latino, we share the information, everything about it. Since then, we've been featured in independent films. We were featured in Hulu for Padma Lakshmi's Taste the Nation. So then we got the call directly from the producer. It wasn't like she called somebody asking, do you know any Black Hispanic? No, she called us directly. They were doing a story on Cuban Noche Buena, like Cuban Christmas Eve. And we're already out there. We've gotten, again, we always invite the media. We're media darlings. We love it. We love media always, And we like to control the narrative. So then we give our perspective, and then they know how to find us. And that's it. That's why it was created. And it's been working, how we want it to work. It's always in growth, but that's what it is.
Yeah, they don't have an excuse of why, we are here. And again, that we're more on the entrepreneurial side, but there's professors, there's lawyers, there's it's a whole group of us.
Not just entertainment,
Yeah.
or music or dancing. It's everything.
Yeah. So that's why.
Well, I think it taps into the whole thing that we talk about often on Deep Cuts, which is the fact that representation matters. And
Yeah.
so, to the person who came to you all saying that, where are the Afro-Cubans at? Like you said, to you, like they're everywhere because, you're right there in the thick of it all. But to them, they probably had to do a little bit more work to find them because that just wasn't their community and they weren't looking for them. So they're like, oh, they exist.
Yeah. That's why it doesn't anger me or anything. But so then they know, we are here. You can easily find us. You can easily find us, or we will refer one to another. You know. But no, so far so good. And again, God forgive me. If we're talking about Cubans in general, the white Cubans, we're all amongst, but white Cubans won't necessarily, in my experience, pump up the black Cuban, So then I can't rely, and again, if we're going back to when we first started, back in 2013, that I didn't ask for any handouts. A lot of us, our offices are pretty close to each other, as far as the other brands, here in Miami, administrative offices. And no, we can't ask for favors. I would never even dare ask for a favor. That's not but I never wanted that either because we wanted to stand on our own anyways, and I didn't want necessarily to owe anybody any favors or, we wanted to do it on our own. Even with cigar shops, no hookups. Because I'll buy from you once, but I'm looking for refills. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not looking for my friend owns and then my friend. That doesn't lead to longevity. And I think that's been very important for us also, that the cigars have to speak for themselves.
Yeah, and I think that's a good, that's another side of entrepreneurship because whenever you read like one of these entrepreneurship or business books, they always say like you need a team, you need to network so that you can use your network to grow and stuff. But I always felt personally like there's something, like you said, to doing it on your own so that you can claim, the success.
Yeah, and you bring leverage,
Right.
You come, you're not begging because then they'll charge you more. They'll take longer. They'll, they won't take you as seriously. They'll look at you in other eyes, So then it's not even trying to prove. It is, we came, with our own package and we said, this is what it is, Of course, we took a lot of great advice and we've had beautiful people. And as far as, the people that we work with, our, the different branches, the cigar box guy, they've been beautiful people that we have long-term relationships, with our factory also, long-term relationships because we like to keep it clean, organic, If something can be, talk to me straight, just like I'm going to speak to you straight, but I expect nothing less. Because I will do the same for them also. Even with the consumers, nothing less than a 100% you're going to get from me, And you're not talking to a rep. You're talking to me. I don't like to have middlemen when it comes to the consumers. I don't like to have middlemen. Of course, the business is completely different as far as size from start till now, but you want to talk to me, you're going to talk to me at whatever time you want. That's true. That makes a difference. And I like it. I don't have an issue with it. Yeah.
Tell us about the latest cigar that you created for Translindus.
Well, that is when we launched back in the day, years ago. It was always like even after year 1 or year 2, not even year. But when are you gonna come out with a new blend? And it's like we have 3 blends. That wasn't easy already to begin with. It was, and it was yeah, we gotta create a new blend. Oh my God, we gotta create a new blend. And it was what? You know what I'm saying? Because we like what we like. We created what we like, basically, and what we got good feedback from and etc. And it was we're not gonna rush things. We are not gonna rush things. It's been over 9 years, and that's when we created a new blend that we launched it. And it's shorter dulce. And this came when this was back and forth. As simple as it seems. But we wanted also, that came like with the whole coffee thing also. That it was like, okay, so let's create something, just like we know that pairing is very important. It's very important to me, to cigar smokers. And me, honestly, me personally, I like to have a café con leche with my cigar. I enjoy it. It like brings out, it's just like delicious. Honestly, it's very delicious. La clarita, all of them go great with like coffee. But we wanted something to pair with our coffee brand.
Signature,
yeah, a signature blend to go with our coffee brand. And we were like, okay, some kind of like something obviously with our coffee, Cuban espresso, and rum, basically.
Yeah.
With a little bit of hint, like it's just, and it's not infused.
Yeah.
It is like the essence of.
Yeah.
It is the essence of. So
Cuban style, old school, let it
right.
marinate.
Let it marinate.
Yeah.
Let it
evolve
marinate.
on its own.
Yeah, it's not an infused cigar. You're not gonna get a bunch of like flavor. It is. You are gonna get flavor throughout the whole cigar. It's a little bit shorter. It's about 4.5, and it is just to complement the coffee, and then just to complement your ambiance.
Yeah.
So that it's great that that women, a lot of they don't ask this question anymore, but like they're like, but do women smoke the same? You're like, what do women like to smoke? We're like, they smoke the same. They smoke the same as men. Everybody has their preferences. The biggest guy will smoke like a Connecticut, and everybody. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, and we are not discriminatory with where you smoke or what time you smoke or how full body or nothing like that.
Yeah, we're not snobs. Or what you light it with. I mean, when you're in these factories, again, there's not a torch in sight. We're not. It's not like they have wood. They don't have steering chips. They don't have to light it with the steering. Yeah, they light it with whatever is around. Fire. They cut it with whatever is around. I bite my. I don't necessarily use a cutter for myself, but old school. Keep it. Oh, let's keep it how it was. Keep a soul there. That's personality also.
I just poked a hole with my hair pick because I like a very small hole.
Yeah. Like with a poker.
With a poker, like
what's the poker's nose?
A number. Like a little point, sharp little something. Because I like it. I don't want it to be too open. We suggest that nothing too open. Don't cut it like that. But that's up to your preference. But we suggest that you poke a hole in it. But it was like something like so. Then it was like, damn, yeah, we got it. That's the other blend. That's the other blend.
Yeah.
So then we've had different variations of it. That's another thing that we haven't like launched it hardcore yet. We put it online. A few shops are carrying them already.
Yeah.
But we wanted it to be soft. See what happens. It pairs with the coffee, and that's the whole the brand around that. The whole pitch was the dulce with the Caribbean Queen's coffee because it is essence of the espresso and rum and a little bit of caramel and just deliciousness. But it was something that also just came organically, and we're having a lot of fun with it. People are loving it.
Yeah. From
the most seasoned cigar smoker, like the full body Maduro that maybe you don't like infused, they're enjoying it. And people that manage cigar shops love it. Those are our best friends. You know what I mean? So then that's just another thing. And then also when we first started out, that we've been coined or like been tokened as the first ladies of that. The first women to launch a cigar brand in the United States, which is, I claim it. But technically, we're not the first ladies of cigars in the United States.
No.
We know that from launch, we knew this already. That there was a Cuban woman that lived in, like, she left Cuba. I'm talking about 18, from back in the day. She left Cuba. She moved to Tampa in, like, famous Ybor City. And her and her husband owned a what do you call it? A boarding house for cigar factory workers.
Yeah.
In the area. And she was also an activist for equal rights, for black race, all that. And she was like very doing her thing. and then even in the United States and also in Cuba. And, you know, like politically, she was like, you know, it's a long story, but for us Cubans, we know the story of like Cubans that came from Cuba and then trying to do their thing over here, and you know the fights, the you know, the upheaval and etc. Race has always been an issue in every country, and it was also an issue here and in Cuba also. And she would walk hand in hand with this white man, like he's a philosopher and he's like a big, you know, thing in Cuba. And she was like just big deal, you know, just a woman who was like just doing what she felt was right and all that. So then this was also, we wanted to make, we are always, you know, surrounded by our ancestors. We are. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And hard work and God and everybody else. Everybody's here. The crew is here. But it was like, we like to dedicate things to people and entities that have helped us. And how are we not going to dedicate this cigar dulce to Paulina Pedroso, which is that this woman that I'm speaking of, that her and her husband owned the boarding house in Ybor City. So then this is our dedication to her, basically. You know what I mean? She wasn't possibly not rolling cigars. She didn't have a cigar brand or nothing like that. But she did work in the industry. She helped, you know, several men in the industry. So, and then also that's why it's like women have always been involved. You go to Cuba and
you're wrong when you go to Italy. The people that, you know, it is the women. It is, you know, rolling, you know, women have always had a huge part of the industry.
The sweat that I was told, and you can see it, like in Cuba, they're deveining the cigars and they're putting it right on their laps, right? Maybe with, you know, an apron on their lap or not. And then like every cigar has like the sweat of a Cuban woman in it, you know? And it's like, man, for real. Like women have always been involved. It's just has never been showcased. Yeah, it's never been showcased. So then it's like, no, we're dedicating this to her, and then to all the other women that have helped us, with us knowing or not knowing. And you know, that's the way that we roll. That's the way that we're going. We recognize always.
Yeah, no, and it's been selling fabulously.
That's why. It's like, how can you know, it hasn't been this huge launch or anything like that. It's been selling consistently.
Yeah. And
it's being carried in a few of our retailers, retail partners. And that's like amazing for us. That is very big deal for us.
Yes.
So that we're very, you know, excited about it. I love her.
Twins does not stop. You see how she is? It is talking. I can't even get a word in.
Towards this part of the show, we'd like to have like two kind of, I would say like advice questions for you all to answer for the people watching and listening to this interview. So the first of those questions is, what is your why? As in, what motivates you to do what you do? And I guess each of you could obviously answer that question.
Look how I gotta stop her. I have to stop her. What's the question? What you say?
Why?
Oh, go ahead and answer.
Well, the why, and that we have a series going on in YouTube right now. It's a few parts. I hope people are patient because it's 4 parts. We just released the 3rd. I had to give people a little bit of a break because I'm like, are we bombarding them? We talk a lot. But we're just telling our journey because people never really speak about the journey. People never really speak about, and we're not talking about hard times. We're talking about, you know, how it developed or whatever, very organically, everything. But we started off in barbecues, people's backyards, and barbecues selling. This was gonna be, you know, we have our brand and we go to parties or whatever. We hang out when we're playing dominoes. We're selling, hey, what's up, like that, you know. And we got a lot of great feedback from, like, as far as like interest, like, oh wow, you know, oh wow, whatever, and you know, very interesting, and we're down to earth, and the cigars are great, and etc. So then it was almost like we gotta take this to the next level because we didn't launch with cigar boxes or anything like that. We were not in any retailer at all. I don't even know if we had a website. I don't even know.
We were selling to smokers. Right. And again, that Miami is a beautiful city for that because not that everybody smokes, but a lot of people smoke. And it is not like, oh my God, you know, it's not, it is part of a natural pairing, a gathering, you know. You walk into Publix the grocery store and a guy smoking a cigar before he walks in. That's very commonplace in Miami. So then everybody wants a cigar, not necessarily just in a wedding or something like that. So then we already had our blends, and we said we're gonna smoke to the people that smoke. Right. We're gonna sell to the people that smoke. And then of course we started getting feedback from cigar shops. And that's another thing that we went the other way around. Well, I mean, the question was why?
Well, the question was why because when I speak of that, there was a lot of interest. We were at barbecues where the majority of the people were black, and it was interest because it's like they're black smokers and they're rooting for us, really rooting for us, like referring us. Oh, we're gonna have a golf tournament. Oh, my brother's having a barbecue over here, or like that. So then
there weren't any black-owned cigar brands in Miami,
right,
and the only other one that I knew about was Sean Williams, and I'm completely in love with him also. That he's with Cohiba now,
Mm-hmm.
and another man. But these are all people outside of here, So
Right.
then there was none of us, as far as people of color, black people, that we all smoked, but there wasn't a black brand locally that they could connect with, So then that was really, I never, of course, we said when we started the business that this is a business, but we are going to come as organic as we can. There's not going to be another model. There's not going to be a photo shoot in a mansion. We're going to give you what it is, for the smoker that smokes, not a guy that smokes or a woman that smokes on their birthday, or a good consistent smoke that they will enjoy, that when they smoke it in the morning or in the afternoon or at night, a smoker that smokes, at a good price point.
And then the why. So there was like, let's take it to the next level. Let's make boxes, because they were asking for boxes. They were asking for 20, they were asking for boxes or like, bundles or whatever. And my sister started doing research, and it's just like, again, it's like, damn, wouldn't it be cool if we're in cigar shops in Miami, the ones that we hang out at? Wouldn't it be like cool? Again, back to the cool. Back to the cool. Come on. It's cool. It's not to look down. Having fun should not be looked down at. It's still professional.
You're right.
It's still very professional. So then it was a very young cigar retailer, and they started carrying our brand. And we started killing it. We started killing it in there. He opened up the doors for us. We held events there. We had our first media interview there. We mentioned him. Like it was, all that.
Yeah.
So
We brought Glenn from the Cigar Rights of America.
Yeah.
We would meet there. Not necessarily we brought him business, but we took them to where we were at. So we weren't meeting them in cigar shops that didn't carry our brand also. We went to who carried us, and they reflected us also. And again, I mean, I know that we're on the wire, whatever. I know, listen, I have to talk. Let me talk. But we wanted to sell, still to this day, that I say no a lot to cigar shops, because I need to know that the people that smoke our brand feel comfortable smoking it there, that again, that we're black, that is a big deal in the cigar industry. You know it, that is a very big deal. We bring a lot of money to the industry. We smoke a lot, it's a lot of money, so that we demand respect. We're bringing a lot of business. When I go to a cigar shop, I buy cigars. You know what I mean? I don't bring my own. I always buy from wherever I'm at, no. As far as our representation, it was and it continues to be very important to us.
We knew that obviously Cigar Aficionado and all them, they had Michael Jordan or whatever it is, they had black people on the covers or whatever it is. But besides that, you didn't see much representation or much acknowledgement of the black smoker. So it was like, okay, no, yeah, we'll be that brand. We'll be a black brand. We'll be, we're women. And then we just used our strengths, our natural things as our strengths. So then, I don't know if we had any obstacles as far as because we're black and because we're women. I don't know about that.
I don't look at that. I'm sure that we have, of course, and we continue to. But I don't look at that. I can't concentrate on that.
Yeah.
Because again, we are a black brand. We are a black-owned brand. but everybody smokes it. You know, it's not like it's not just for black people. It's not you know, only black people can smoke this. You know, it's not like we have different taste buds. You know,
but we are gonna mention it. We are gonna mention it.
Well, they mentioned it. Dude. She doesn't stop. She don't stop. They mentioned it to us actually because we didn't know that we were the first black woman-owned brand. You know, so I forgot who it was, like NBC or something. They're like, oh, we didn't know that we were like the first. All right. You know? Now there's a lot. I love it. You know, we were lonely for a lot of years. We were lonely.
We went to. Can I digress? Oh no, go on to the next one if we have time. We'll go back to it about PCPR in New Orleans.
Yeah.
That was a trip.
My other question to you all were, somebody comes to you all and they say, Yvonne and Yvette, I want to start my own business, but I don't know how to get started. What one piece of advice do each of you give that person about getting started with their own business and creating multiple streams of income like you all have?
My friend, I'm giving so much free advice.
She's tapped out.
I'm tapped out of free advice. Because I want everybody to win. I really do. You know, I don't think the market is oversaturated. I think that when we started, people were saying the market was oversaturated.
Right.
That was, you know, a couple years ago. Now people are saying the market is oversaturated and that there's too many brands and there's too many black brands and people are still smoking. You know,
and they're gonna shut it down.
Yeah, they're gonna shut it down. That has always been looming over our heads from day one. And to me, grandfather, you know, we've dealt with, and we continue to deal with everything. You know, and we're very, as far as politically active, you know, and lobbying for cigar rights. You know, but I do believe that if it's to start a brand, it's hard like any other business. You know,
Translindus Cigars.com.
But listen up, it is it has to be something within you also. It's a business, you know, that nothing is easy, you know, and owning a business is not easy and it's not cool. It's not glamour at all. It's fun because we're not doing taxes, you know, it's not like we're out putting tickets on people's cars, you know, the people that approach us. It's a festive and a positive environment, but a business is a business. You have to have not even necessarily thick skin, but endurance in yourself. You know, you have to mentally prepare yourself. It's more than, you know, this has been a tremendous psychological evaluation of myself every day. You know, we've been doing this now for like 9 years. Every day, it doesn't get easier. So then a lot of people don't notice that either, you know? So then they think, I'm gonna start my own cigar line or whatever it is.
It's not from one minute to the next. Like, you're not booming from one minute, but you may be.
Yeah.
You may be. It happened for us. I'm not saying that it took a long time, but as far as like the recognition and stuff, we were selling.
Yeah, from day one. We weren't expecting that. So that even that, you can't sit on that, you know? Because a lot of people will sell. I mean, again, these are just stories that I hear. You have to give it to them. You know what I mean? Like, you can't sit on, you know, you have to work when everybody else is partying. You know, I'm not out a lot at cigar events in general, but I've noticed, like, later on in life, again, that we're friends a lot with cigar brand owners, you know, in Miami. You know, we got all the Cubans have app. And we connect to each other. We have our 800 number. But no, I'm just joking. But you don't see a lot of us out at events, you know. So you don't see, I mean, I'm not going to name drop, but you know, at events there's a lot more reps and stuff like that. And the brand owner maybe shows up for a specific thing because it is a content. We are working a lot, you know. So then I think that mental health and knowing that it is a lot more than what you see, you know. I mean, there's a lot more to break down from that. But I really do think mental health is very important when it comes to, and state of mind when it comes to that. For me, that's the best advice that I could give right now. As far as starting a brand,
just start it. Just start it.
Yeah.
Nothing has to be perfect. We've gone through very many different stages.
Yeah.
Very many different stages. Like, The website is nowhere how it used to be, and it's nowhere where it's gonna be in the future. We all we knew was our look and what we wanted, and the branding has also developed. These are new bands for us after 8 years or something like that. So then, and in the beginning it was a lot of different stages. In the YouTube again, it shows the different bands that that's what it is. It doesn't have to be like perfect right on launch. You're gonna be critiqued. This is part of it. This is part of it.
But you might as well come hard, because they'll crucify you. They'll bury you. If you come up with something that's falling apart, they will bury you. It's hard to get out of that. So yeah, I understand that. Just do it, but just doing it takes.
But I mean, I just do it after you have the blend that you like and the
foundation.
Yeah, the foundation, the construction of the each. After that, then have fun with it.
Yeah.
But cigar gotta be good. If not, forget about it. I'm never smoking again.
Well, as we come to the close of our hour and 15 minutes together, we've been talking about an hour and 11 minutes and 3 seconds. So as we come to the close of our time together, could you tell, for those people who are not watching and who may be just listening to this, can you tell people all the different websites and social media that they need to follow in order to keep up with you all and what you all do?
Yes, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The website, Translindus Cubanas Cigars.com.
Say it in English.
Translindus Cubanas Cigars.com. We have our Caribbean Queens coffee, CaribbeanQueensCoffee.com. You can reach that info at TranslindusCubanasCigars.com. Everything complements each other. Everything complements each other. Afro-Latino professionals. We're on Instagram and on Facebook. AFRO Latino professionals with an S at the end. But yeah, if you go to TranslindusCubanasCigars.com, it'll refer to everything. Yeah. Really,
Or call me. Call me.
Call me.
I'm not even 786-877-5279. We will talk. I welcome it. I love it. This is, a beautiful story that we are, and beautiful moments that we're living in that I love to hear everybody. And I'm very curious on everybody's cigar lifestyle. And with the smoking, with the drinking, what's going on? What's the next, what is it? The cigar festival. There's a cigar festival every other week.
We like to see it online. We're like, oh my God.
Well, thank you both for coming on, and you'll have to come back and we'll have to talk for another hour at some point,
sure.
soon, because it was definitely fun. And I know we didn't get to talk about everything, but I wanted to introduce people to you all because, like I said, I followed you all for a while on social media, and I knew that you all are doing great things, and I want other people to kind of get on a bandwagon and start following you all and start looking out for your brands in stores. So hopefully people who listen to this and watch this learned a lot about you all and are inspired to, like I said, follow up and try your cigars and try your coffee and get involved with your organization for professionals as well.
Thank you.
No, you've been a sweetheart. You host a hell of an interview.
Congratulations
to you. Yeah.
We're honored to be along, the roster of your interviewees.
No, you have beautiful interviews. No, I'm super happy to be a part of it. I hope that we did well by you.
Oh, you did. Don't worry. You did. So like I said, you'll see bits and pieces of this interview trickle out on social media as well. So like I said, thank you both for coming on today. Thank everyone who watched. If you watched on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, make sure you hit that like or subscribe button. And if you're listening to this on whatever podcasting platform that you're listening to this on, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. We try to do a show a week. Lately, we've been doing 2. We have another show coming up on Thursday, so you'll want to tune in for that. Or you can just, like I said, go to deepcutslive.com and you'll see all the past interviews that I've done. I think this is 84, I think. So there's like 83 other interviews for you to watch if you've just started now or if you missed any interviews. And like I said, we'll be back with even more content in the near future. So thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye, everybody, and have a great day and night and whenever you're watching this.
Thank you. Love you. Love you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Don't
you.
change. Keep doing you. Don't change.
I
Don't
won't.
let the industry change you.